what we've got here is a set, and it's part of two sets exactly the same of my Magic the Gathering proofs. There will never ever be again two sets quite as large as these. We will be selling other card sets, but they won't be as big as these, quite simply because I'm running out. Even when I went through these, I had to think, oh, I'm not going to be able to sell any more of these for my own personal collection. But when I look at my work in print, I still get an absolute thrill just seeing the way they're printed with the frames around them, and I realise how many cards I've done. The other thing you'll notice, if you're not familiar with my proofs, is you'll see the same card twice. That's because it is the same image, but it's from a different expansion, because my images appear more than twice, sometimes as many as 6 times. Like here is a classic example. Millstone appearing in 10th, 9th and 8th, and it might even appear again at some point. The other thing I just wanted to say is that occasionally you'll notice with my proofs that my signature is a tiny bit different. There is a reason for that. It is still my signature, it's just that I would have signed it a few years ago. Like there, for instance, that's a tiny bit different than that one, but it's still me. Quite simply because when I first started going to events, I realised that signing my name John Avon was just giving my hand cramp. So I had to literally experiment with changing how I signed, and most of these signatures are the way I sign now. I have actually over the years had some people send me my own cards saying, "Is that your signature?" And I mostly say yes it is, and occasionally it's not my signature, because someone else has pretended to be me, which is very strange. See, we've got some of the Mirage Mountains that actually aren't, they're reprints of the Mirage Mountains, but again it's from the very first Magic the Gathering work I ever did. Again the same image appearing in a different expansion. So there's an example of an earlier signature, which is almost like a scribble. I guarantee it is me. This brings back memories of lots of work. Also at events I've altered quite a lot of these cards and done quite fun, mad things. People have asked me to do card alterations, which I will try and do again maybe one day. Ah, it's one of my favourite images, Blackmore Salvage. Okay, don't ever ask me about that card. I'm not going to tell you why. And that's my friend Tim modelled for that. There's a lot of my friends appear in some of my work. That's not one of my friends, no one modelled for that, as you can imagine. Adaka Wastes, very popular card. It's the famous angelic wall that I painted when my dad passed away. Very meaningful image to me. Gaze of Justice, always like that one. Gitu Encampment. It's a very weird card, but I really enjoy painting it. Let's move these out of the way. There's so many, I'm having to show you them in sections. That's the famous Aqueduct. Demolish. Always like painting that card. It's very, very weird. Okay. Golgari Rock Farm, very cathartic thing to paint. That painting was changed when I handed it in. They said I wanted it to be different. So somewhere there's the original version of that. I'll have to show you one day. The infamous Invasion Forest. As you can see, Invasion Forest appearing again in different editions. Invasion Island that's just sold on the Kickstarter campaign. 8th edition, no, 7th edition forest that one is. Really the only card, Ice Flow. Corrupted Zendikon. Great fun to paint that. Thoughts of Ruin. Some of these cards have such mad titles. Like Venerian Glimmer. Don't know what a Venerian Glimmer is, but it's something like that. Okay. Guardian Zendikon, that was a fun image to paint. And Prophetic Prison, that features my son James. And that's based on a dream I had. I was talking about that on Facebook recently. And the infamous, whatever they are called, planes. Yes, if you hear a noise in the background, it's because we've got Guy's dog just over there who's promised to be quiet. If you hear it, that's nothing to do with us, with the dog. Suppression Field, Sapling of Kolpner, very hard image to paint. I did about 4 different versions of that before I finally got the sketch approved. I'm not proud of that card, and I'm not going to tell you why. Spark Elemental, Time Machine, the Dalkin Orrery, one of my favourites, Waterville Cavern. Some of these cards have numbers written on them. That's because for a while we decided to number the proofs, and we soon decided not to do that because it became rather awkward to handle it all. At the time it seemed like a good idea. Orzhov Guildgate. So almost at the end here, another Golgari Rock Farm in a different form. So that's about it, folks. So if you want these proofs, there's 2 sets up for grabs. Thank you for watching. Here's Guy's dog. Jess, that's not Jess, it's Meg, isn't it? I forgot your name, didn't I?